Absolutely crazy how rapid fire this D&D situation is heating up. Once Elon Musk took notice of it when Grums posted about it a few days back, it seems to just be spiraling further and further and further. And of course, we've been covering this every day, covering the updates of what's going on. Now Elon Musk is teasing he might even buy Hasbro to put a stop to this woke D&D stuff. Absolutely crazy. If you've missed the whole situation, we're going to cover it all for you right here, my friends. Please smash the like and subscribe button. We're getting close to 50,000 subscribers thanks to gamers like you. Really appreciate you for being there. And if you're a fantasy fan, you like RPGs, you like questing, you like things like that, grab my book. I'm a fantasy author right here. This is a 6-book series, and if you get the whole thing, it's a wonderful story that really builds over these books. But the first one's on sale right now. This is for Steam and Country, and this is where I first started. I'm heavily inspired by like the Final Fantasy games. It's an airship crew who's swashbuckling, going out and uncovering secrets out there, and then runs into a monster. It's a very D&D style adventure that you'll very much enjoy. It's available on ebook, print, and audio for you, and I've got a Black Friday sale going on this book. The first book's only 99 cents, and I'm crushing at the top of the steampunk different categories right now. Right now, just a couple more sales is going to get us to the steampunk science fiction #1, and you can get us there today. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'll put this link in the description below. Like I said, it's only 99 cents. Check out my books, guys. I hope you'll like them, and thank you for being here and supporting us in our journalism. Excellent stuff. So Elon Musk now looking like he might buy Hasbro. It might be a little pie in the sky given the reality of the situation, but he did say something about this. Now, we all know what's going on. The making of original Dungeons & Dragons had this preface from one of current Wizards of the Coast lead designers. His name's Jason Tondreau, and he went out there and savaged Gary Gygax and just called him a misogynist. He said he was culturally appropriating. He said all these terrible things about him. The guy who he basically owes his entire career to, being at Wizards of the Coast, you pretty much exist because of Gary Gygax, and Gary Gygax did wonderful work that you're leeching off of as you attempt to denigrate him. Why? To prop yourself up. We know this. Now, yesterday we covered that Tondreau actually made a Facebook post after the whole situation went viral because of Elon Musk chiming in on this Grums post right here. Grums called it out on X, and Elon Musk said nobody gets to trash Gary Gygax and the geniuses who created Dungeons & Dragons. What the F is wrong with Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast? May they burn in hell. Now, this guy, Jason Tondreau, took to Facebook, started lambasting Elon Musk, and made some weird comments, saying basically doubling down on Facebook. I am pleased to report that since we reported on this, and so this is how powerful we are, this guy either privated the post so that only his friends can see it, but I can't see it anymore, or he deleted it because of the pressure that gamers are putting on him. So this is good. We should put pressure on him. Be respectful, but do voice that we don't want this wokeness in gaming. It's very important. These people can't handle any criticism, and so that is really what happens. And I'm very, very glad about that. That this is coming back to bite him, because it should. What he said was absolutely atrocious. Gary Gygax should be respected. The original Dungeons & Dragons should be respected. It's literally your one job to make sure you keep that game and that game culture going, Jason Tondreau. Unfortunately, you hate gamers, and you hate the game that you're actually playing. That's why you keep trying to twist it and change it all these years later. That's the entire purpose here. Now, everybody's had enough of this, and there was a lot of great comments about things. We saw that the editor of the Babylon Bee, Kyle Mann, made a wonderful statement about the whole situation, and just talked about how great of a person Gary Gygax was, and how he converted to Christianity before death, and that's a wonderful thing that should be celebrated, and we should continue to celebrate. But of course, the woke don't stop there. The people in the industry have been just going off on Blue Sky, calling Gygax all sorts of things. We've covered all that as well in response to this, because this is how they act. If Elon says you shouldn't do something, they're going to double down and do something just because they don't like Elon. And they don't care about the actual morality of the situation or what's going on. It's about who a person is. And that's the problem with identity politics. It's all just a terrible, terrible, hypocritic thing. And, these people should get some negative attention for it. We'll see it. So Ian Miles Chung repeated the situation. He said, RIP Dungeons and Dragons Jason Tondro, the lead of D&D and senior designer at Hasbro's Wizards of the Coast, explains that the intended audience is woke and that Wizards of the Coast doesn't give a damn about what Elon Musk or any other grognard, a slur for old school players, thinks. We covered this yesterday when we were talking about the grognard situation with Jason Tondro, which I'm glad my screenshot's going viral. People grabbed it off this video I saw, posted it to X, and definitely follow me over on X too if you don't. I'd love to connect with you guys. People were asking what that meant, and basically it's like the original word meant armchair general. And so it was a war term, which then eventually got into war gaming, where a lot of the players are grumpy about the new additions to the rules. And honestly, the players who are grumpy about the new additions to the rules, I'm one of them, are because the new additions are not as good as the old additions. It's that simple. This has been the case with almost every game that keeps pumping out new additions. They never actually just refine rules and make them better. They always try to leave their mark and change things. This is my rant right now. In order to make it theirs, right? And this is what you see with movie adaptations in Hollywood and the like. They do the exact same thing. And because of this, it just makes the games worse. It makes them unplayable. They always say that it's it's better for new players who to get in. But it never really is it? I mean, the old games were fine. There's a reason they became popular to begin with. And this is the problem that these people face, is that they really didn't need to change things. They might need to rebalance some classes or things like that to create an addition. I mean, that's what 3.5 did, right? And once they did that, it worked a lot better. I mean, that's just really how it went. But then when they tried to do a wholesale change to, 4th edition really tried to make it, because World of Warcraft was getting popular, like World of Warcraft, right? A little bit more like that, feeling more like that kind of a party game. And since they did that, it just wrecked the game. It really did. And then 5th edition is even worse. So this is where they're at these days, and it's crazy. And of course, now you add the woke crap on top of it. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. So, what Elon Musk replied with at this point was, he said, how much is Hasbro on this? And asking, maybe I'll buy it like I did with X and fix things here. Very, very cool. Now, this is just maybe him just shit posting. You never know with Elon, but maybe he's actually thinking about it as well. Unfortunately, Ian Miles Chong did talk about how much this is, because Hasbro is much bigger than anything else out there. It's about an 8 to 12 billion market cap. According to Grok, you probably get it for half as much. That's a big, big investment just to save D&D. Maybe he could peel D&D off of them somehow, rather than just Wizards of the Coast, rather than the entire Hasbro company, because I'm sure Wizards of the Coast is, becoming less of a profit center for them anyway. It might be becoming a liability with all this stuff happening. Maybe that's the scenario where this actually works. And, I'm just positing a future way to do this, because, $6 billion for the entire Hasbro company, getting G.I. Joe, getting all these other properties that are action figures and toys and things like that, that might not be what Elon Musk is really wanting to do. I think he really just cares about the Dungeons and Dragons property. So maybe that could be peeled off, and maybe that could be the way to go forward. We'll see what actually happens. I know Elon's got a lot on his plate right now. After all, he's part of the Department of Government Efficiency, very important new government agency. And so interesting stuff right here, and interesting to find out what Hasbro's actually worth. We'll see if this does end up going through in the future. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Should Elon buy Dungeons and Dragons? I saw some other comments saying that it'd be great if he'd buy Catalyst Game Labs for BattleTech 2. I don't think Elon could buy every company in the world, guys. I think we need to pick and choose our battles right now. But as these companies continue to sink, maybe there will be something there. But what I always see, because people have always been like, hey, maybe you should buy IDW Comics or whatever, because they've got all these licenses you care about. And I'm just like, I'd rather just make my own properties and do my own thing. I think if we build our own thing that's unique at this point, we can overcome these brands in the future. And that's what I'm doing with fantasy fiction as well. So check this out too. For Steam and Country, guys, like I said, if you like D&D, I think you'll enjoy this entire series. Grab it all. Grab the full 6-book series, ebook, print, and audio. And of course, that link is going to be in the description below for book 1, so that you can get this there. And thank you guys for moving us to the top of the charts over the last couple days. Really appreciate you on this Black Friday sale. It's only 99 cents. Come in on this today. Thank you guys so much. And we'll be back soon.